Yo, what's going on, guys? That boy Devo here, and I am so happy for the NBA right now. Today, as you could read by the title, this is an NBA draft prospect, a mock draft. Basically, I'll be predicting what I think is going to happen in the NBA draft. This is not official. I don't know what's going to happen. The draft isn't for another 2 more days, but I am glad to be back on YouTube. I'm not gonna guarantee that I'm uploading consistently, but I just wanted to make a video about the NBA draft because the NBA free agency and draft are one of the most exciting times for me. Just because I'm a Bulls fan and we're not really doing anything playoffs wise, and we're not gonna be winning a championship the next year. So let's get into it, guys. So I think for the #1 overall draft, it's pretty obviously who the 76ers will pick. It's going to be Markelle Fultz. That is why they traded up for the #1 draft pick, because they wanted to select Markelle Fultz. There it is. For #2, the Lakers. Even throughout the whole NBA season, you've been hearing speculations where Lonzo Ball will go, because he is one of the most talked about draft prospects in this NBA draft. Lonzo Ball 100% will be going to the Lakers. I guarantee it. For the #3, the 3rd overall pick, the Celtics, who traded down with the 76ers for the 3rd pick and a 2018 Lakers pick, I'm pretty sure. The reason why I believe the Celtics traded down in the draft was to get more picks to somehow trade for a superstar within the names of Paul George or Jimmy Butler. This pains me to say this, just because, as I already stated, I am a Bulls fan, and I don't want this to happen, because I love Jimmy Butler. He is so great. But I think that the Celtics will trade away the 3rd pick to the Bulls. If they do not trade away the pick, or if they do, I think the person that will be selected with the 3rd overall pick will be Jason Tatum, regardless if it's the Bulls or the Celtics, or even the Pacers. Alright, for the 4th overall pick, I think the Suns will select Josh Jackson. Just because they already have a shooter in Devin Booker, and they have a great all-star point guard that is just beginning to get in his prime, in Eric Bledsoe. So that's who I think the Suns will pick with the 4th pick. For the 5th pick, the Kings, who have 2 lottery picks in this draft. I believe with their 5th pick, they will select De'Aaron Fox to play as their starting point guard. Now, they do have Darren Collison, who is a great shooting point guard. He is really great at that. But he is just really more of a spot-up shooter. Like, he doesn't really play make for the Kings. He's not a great leader. Rudy Gay had to be the leader, and he's going to be gone next season within free agency. And he ended up getting injured, obviously. But I believe with the 5th pick, De'Aaron Fox will be selected by the Kings. Now with the 6th pick, I believe that the Orlando Magic have the 6th pick. I believe that they will select. It's hard to say because they have a lot of young talent on that team, and a lot of shooters, a lot of athletic players. But I do believe with the 6th pick that they will take Dennis Smith Jr. Possibly to play off the bench. Maybe they'll move Elfrid Payton to shooting guard. I don't know how that's going to work. But I do believe that Dennis Smith Jr. will be playing for the Magic next season. Okay, the 7th pick, I've been hearing this all over Twitter. Everybody wants him to go here. I do believe that with the 7th pick, the Timberwolves will select Jonathan Isaac to play for them. I mean, he just fits so well with them. They're really needing... He's kind of a small forward, but he's a pretty tall small forward, so I believe that he will be a perfect fit for the Timberwolves as power forward. Okay. With the 8th pick, the New York Knicks do have the 8th pick. Now, the New York Knicks are in a weird spot where they're in between having a top pick and having at the end of the lottery pick. But I believe that there is a lot of great talent in this draft class. And with the 8th pick, I do think that the New York Knicks will select Malik Monk. Malik Monk is such a great shooter, and that is something that the New York Knicks need. They're going to need some defenders, and they're trying to get young. They need to release Melo. I think Carmelo is just not working out for them anymore, and they do not need to re-sign Derrick Rose. I think they need to start building around Kristaps Porzingis, which I've been hearing talks about him getting traded, which that would just blow my mind if Phil Jackson was so stupid enough to trade Kristaps Porzingis, which I hope he isn't. With the 9th pick, the Dallas Mavericks, I believe, will take Frank Ntilikina, or however you pronounce his name. Yes, they got amazing luck getting an undrafted point guard in Yogi Ferrell. He balled out towards the All-Star season, like towards the end of the All-Star season. He was just actually playing really good. Nobody expected that, but Yogi Ferrell actually went out and played really well. Towards the end of the season, he kind of wasn't doing too great, but I think that the Dallas Mavericks will take Frank Ntilikina, and they'll decide between either of those two to play backup or not. Okay, now this is the 2nd pick that the Kings have in this draft, or at least in the lottery pick situation. I believe that the Kings will select Lauri Markkanen to be their starting power forward. He's a great shooter, and he's also pretty decent at grabbing rebounds. He's not very strong, which you do need to be pretty strong to grab rebounds, but I think he can be a great shooter and pick and roll player for the Kings. Okay, with the 11th pick, I can see the Hornets. The Hornets have the 11th pick. I believe the Hornets will select Terrence Ferguson to be their shooting guard. Now, Terrence Ferguson, he played overseas, but if you have ever seen any Terrence Ferguson highlights, that man can throw down. And the Hornets do need a kind of more athletic player. Kemba Walker is their star player and the leader of the team, but he is more of a playmaking and scoring point guard. He doesn't really have that kind of athleticism. With the 12th pick, I believe that the Pistons will select Justin Jackson. Now, I don't really know much about Justin Jackson, but I've heard on Twitter, basically I've been hearing a lot of people actually wanting him to go there. So that's just speculation. I don't really know that much about him. But okay, yeah. With the 13th pick, I believe that the Nuggets will select... Well, the Nuggets, they have a very good all-around team. They've been getting extremely lucky in drafts. Nikola Jokic, or Jokic, however you say his name, he's been extremely killing it. Like, he came out of nowhere. In his rookie season, he wasn't terribly great, but this season, wow, I'm surprised he didn't make the All-Star team from how well he was doing. Mad respect to him. He killed the hell out of the NBA. Okay. With the final lottery pick, the Miami Heat. I believe the Miami Heat will select... Well, it's hard to say, just because they don't really have... They have a lot of great players, and they're not necessarily in need of many players. They need to get a star. That is what's happening with them. The team that they have is incredible, but they just need somebody else. Not a young player, but they need a great star. But I do believe, since the injuries that Chris Bosh had, the blood clots, that is a terrible situation that happened to him. Chris Bosh is one of my favorite players of all time. Such a great player, man, and the injuries really killed him. But they will kind of be in need of another power forward. That's why I have the Heat selecting Zach Collins to be their power forward. Alright, that is the end of the lottery portion, or the lottery picks for this draft. But I'm gonna throw in one more. I am a Bulls fan, and the Bulls have the 16th pick in the first round of the draft. I would really love if the Bulls would select either Jarrett Allen or Justin Patton to be their center, because all we have is Robin Lopez, and honestly, Cristiano Felicio, I don't really like him that much. And if we're gonna start we need to go into a rebuilding mode. That is why I want to see the Bulls trade Jimmy Butler, but I really don't. He is such a great player. He came out of nowhere. He was the 30th pick in the draft and became a superstar. But we're not going to be able to win with him. So I hope we can start getting younger. If the Celtics offer the Bulls the 3rd pick and some other picks in the draft, future picks, and maybe like Jay Crowder, somebody like that, I hope the Bulls do end up taking that. I just want to see the Bulls actually start succeeding, and I also want to see Jimmy Butler succeed. He is one of my favorite players. If he goes to the Celtics, he can actually win some games, and he actually will have some help. So I do hope that the Bulls trade away Jimmy. Guys, thank you for watching the video. I really want to start uploading more. I will never ever guarantee I'm gonna upload any more, guys, but I do hope I will. Thank you guys for watching this video.